EA Sports is proud to present today's PGA Tour coverage. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo set to call all the action here at the Wells Fargo Championship. We are at Quail Hollow, and Frank, it is really one of the best courses on tour.
It is a great state of North Carolina where Donna Ross developed so many great courses. They're the sort of courses that we're used to seeing, but this is a relatively new golf course. First opened up in 1961, but it certainly fits in with the North Carolina landscape. Mature trees, holes well cut out. Beautiful greens and interesting finish.
How do you like that finishing stretch? They call it the Green Mile.
Some might think it's purgatory, but I think it's the perfect touch to a great golf course.
Here we go. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Just a couple of feet. That's a birdie to get to 1 under for the tournament. Let's get back to the action at the 5th. Frank, when you get out of the gates, as our featured golfer has done, with a lot of pars, steady play, what's the mindset?
You've got to keep doing that, Rich. Just maybe get a little closer to the hole, drive a little bit better, work on the pace of the putting. Just little gains, and then all of a sudden you're going to notice a big difference in the scorecard. I'm loving that balance.
Excellent start off the tee. That's a great way to begin this hole. Now the second shot on the 5th hole here at Quail Hollow.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Big swing right there. A great result. And now a chance for a big swing in momentum with an eagle coming up. Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Good putt. Now at -3. Now set to tee off at the 6th. It is a long par 3, 250 yards.
We could take a little bit off for the downhill, but whichever way you look at it, it's still going to be a beefy par 3. Protected on the left by that front bunker, and if you sort of scoot one long, there's another bunker over there as well.
That is how it's done right there. What an approach shot. Shouldn't be a problem here. Needs a few more of those. That was a good birdie.
Yeah, this time that one gets him in the top 10.
Well, Frank, an eagle
ナイスマイ
is
ナ
in
ス。
play here at the par
いらっしゃい
5-7.
ませ。わ
And a
ら、
6,
こん
and
ば
a
んは
7,
ゼ
and
ロアン
an
ダ
8,
ーバ
or
ーゼ
a
ロ。
9, actually. This is a potential scorecard wreck of the 7th hole. Many a tee shot has found that creek on the right, trees, problems on the left. There's no question there's a reward for a good tee shot here. But then there's a decision on do you go for this par 5 and 2. It's not overly long, just over 530 yards. It is very tempting.
Can't ask for much more here at the 7th. He has hit a good one. Now set for the second shot here at the par 5 7th hole. I like the looks of this one. That is classy.
Oh, chance of going in.
Settles in over the putt. Sensational effort, an eagle, and now a good move on the leaderboard.
That name up there in bright lights. Interesting to see if that gets a little attention.
Frank, in modern professional golf, we're seeing more and more drivable par 4s, like the 8th here at Quail Hollow, 350 yards. What do you think of this hole?
It's not a bad hole. Drivable, some might say, but the angle of the green means it's hard for that tee shot to keep on the green. But I think the reward for hitting a driver is try and sort of aim at that tree just left of the green. The reason why is then you've got to pitch up the direction of the green. This is a really narrow green. This is definitely not going down the fairway.
It doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough. You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish. But, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
Makes the green in regulation. This is for his birdie. You get the sense now with that birdie that our young star, so explosive, is setting himself up for a big weekend run. Well, Frank, what do you think of the 9th hole here at Quail Hollow?
Oh, I think it's a beauty, Rich. One of those long, nice drawing tee shots. 500 yards is a par 4. You have to hit a good drive down there. The fairway doesn't camber that much. Hole does dogleg to the left. Big advantage for a big tee shot here. Rich, there's great drivers of the ball. We've seen Norman, Nicklaus over the years, but that there is just excellent. Lovely full turn, plenty of power, and just piped it.
Made it look easy right there, and he's such a good-looking player. When he's dialed in, swinging the way he is right now, just a pleasure to watch.
Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it. If you hit enough shots, every now and again, one's going to go in.
Crazy, crazy game. Frank, you surprised to see that name on top of the leaderboard?
I am surprised to see the name, but not that style of golf leading. It was great performance, especially tee to green. You don't often see people start that quickly.
Sasuga. Fufu.
presented by EA Sports and the PGA
FM0_0
Tour. And we welcome you to one of the most popular golf courses on the PGA Tour. It is Quail Hollow. We're in Charlotte, North Carolina, and Frank, it is just starting to heat up out on the golf course. Fans are streaming in, anticipating a highly contested event with the best golfers in the world.
One reason the fans love this course so much, Rich, the Green Mile. It's fine to have a good golf course, but it's got to have a great finish. It's got a great finish, then it becomes a great golf course. Quail Hollow has that great finish of 16, 17, and 18.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse, good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up, you can bring it in high, you can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Nice shot.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot in there. Easy birdie.
See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie.
入ってしまいなさい、わら。
Racking him and stacking him. That's 12 under par now for the tournament. Here we are now at the 12th, and Frank, this is a beautiful but dangerous hole, par 4.
It is in a number of ways. The hole bends gently to the right, which you'd think would favor a nice little fade, but the fairway just seems to shrink up. I've seen this fairway missed by so many good players. And plus its yardage, 450 odd. You can't really lay back too far, otherwise you've got too long for your second shot.
Outstanding tee shot.
Yeah, ball sitting up. You don't have to worry about the wind or anything there. You just take a full-blooded cut at the second shot from here.
Second shot. Good look at the green. Getting set for this next shot from the rough. What does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are, because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing. Frank, going back to 1961 when this golf course was open, several different designers have put their imprint on it. That's why there's this great collection of holes, Rich, and I think that's why when you look at this golf course in complete overview, it becomes a great driving golf course. I think you see that when you first step on the tee, plus these collection of greens. And I think that's all the meetings of the minds. There's no real flat surfaces. There's little pockets. Each green has its own identity. You put it all together and you've got this wonderful test. The original designer, George Cobb, Arnold Palmer made a few modifications in the mid-1980s, and then Tom Fazio came in with a redesign back in 97, and then again, as the modern game exploded with distance, 2003. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play. Oh, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot. Made a par in his previous round.
This time, it's for birdie. Beautiful. Well, Frank, as we arrive at the par 4 14th, just 345 yards, our players no doubt are looking for a little advice from a guy who's been there. You've done it at the highest level. What's the right play here?
Rich, after all these years, I think it's like a modified tee shot. And what I'm going to say with that is like a strong 3-wood, something that pitches around 270 and kicks 30 or 40 yards, finishes up about 20 yards short of the green. I think that's the best ploy. You won't be able to get at all the flags, but I think you'll play the hole under par for the week.
When's the right time to pull out the big driver and have a go at this green?
I don't think there is, but maybe you at home should try.
I mean, that is a sight to behold. What a spectacular shot we just saw on the par 4 with a drive in one. That was a good run right there. Almost went in.
At least he's seen the line as it went past the hole. So just replicate that on the way back.
He has this for a birdie. Good putt.
Well, Rich, 2 rounds in the books, and it's easy to see why the leaders are on top of that leaderboard.
Excellent performance, but still a long ways to go in this tournament.
Ma, wala. 繰り返し。
Today's coverage brought to you by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. What really sets Quail Hollow apart here at the Wells Fargo Championship, the brutal finishing stretch. They call it the Green Mile. And we are excited to bring you all of the tournament action. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Novello.
That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. This looks like it's going to find the target.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. Par yesterday, now for birdie. Putting on a show, this tournament moves to 15 under par. Frank, a nice mix of opening holes here at Quail Hollow in the Wells Fargo Championship. Pretty short par 3 here at the second.
180-yard shot. We'll play more like 175 for the half a club downhill. There's much more green on that right side. If you're not too sure what club to hit, then you should stay away from that left side.
Ima, YouTube エラー、わら。
Just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
How about this? Birdies at 1 and 2. We could be in for something pretty special today.
Yeah.
Frank, here at the third, players facing a challenging tee shot.
For a number of reasons, Rich. One, that the hole bends to the left. Two, that the fairway starts to run out. And three, the length of the second shot. You get rewarded the better you hit your tee shot down here.
Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
So I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320.
What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
That incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
Just a little tap in here. Frank, this is the kind of start every player wants.
Yeah, swinging it well. Certainly hitting the ball in the right place there. And, yep, good thing too. He's actually putting well.
Frank, that's as good as I have seen all day long.
I think we've got to blame that on the weather. That weather, the wind had to help that ball give it another 20, 30 yards.
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Good swing, good shot yet again. Terrific golf shot. And now, that for an easy birdie.
まだ見たいのに、オリジョンのフレンドさんから呼ばれた。わら、タブレットで見ます。頑張ってね。
Rich, that just adds insult to injury to the rest of the field. Another birdie, and the gap even wider.
A sensational performance. Here we are at the par 5 fifth. It's 570 yards. Frank, this should be reachable for most players, don't you think?
Yeah, if you hit a good tee shot, especially with the draw, it will be. But the hardest part of this is judging that kick on the fairway that kicks the ball to the right. And it sort of turns at that awkward area at where the top of your tee shot range. That's where that dog leg is.
Ideal position, sitting up perfectly. Nice position, short grass, second shot. This could be a good one. You can't hide the flagstick from that one.
He is just unbelievable, that never deviated offline.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, this is where you know that players like Bubba Watson, Dustin Johnson, Rory McIlroy are playing a different game than guys like me. They step up to this 250-yard par 3 and they might hit a 5-iron. It is a little downhill, but they might be with a middle iron where a lot of us would be with a driver.
Well, you see the advantage of that power on this very hole, not just because of the length they got to hit it, but the green they're heading into. This green slopes off in both directions, right and left, so you have to land that ball in the middle of the green. So, yeah, it's a big advantage if you can go at this hole with like a 5-iron.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Had a birdie here yesterday, in there close. Great opportunity for another one. Birdie try again here today. Had a nice birdie on this hole yesterday. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Frank, that front page of the leaderboard has been looking good all week.
You're exactly right, Rich. I think our winner is certainly going to come from that list right now. I'm excited for tomorrow's final round.
This is EA Sports. PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Thanks for joining us here today in Charlotte, North Carolina for the final round of the Wells Fargo Championship. Frank, what do we have out here today?
Well, if history has a chance of repeating itself, remember those great closing rounds by Rory McIlroy, that 62, that was one of the best rounds ever shot that year. Back in 2010, and of course that playoff too. Ricky Fowler back in 2012. We're actually beat out then world number one Rory McIlroy with that stunning drive down the finishing hole and brilliant wedge to a tight flag. This golf course, it can give it, it can take it away, but for us, from where we're sitting, Rich, we'll enjoy the view today.
No doubt about it. Second shot coming up here at the par 5. That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. Getting set now over the putt. So close. Frank a little too amped up trying to make eagle there?
Well, you don't get the opportunity every day, Rich, so can't blame him for that. Birdie's the consolation prize.
Count that. That's a birdie. Back here at the par 4 11th at Quail Hollow, set to tee off. What's the right game plan here, Frank?
Oh, there's two, really. That left bunker off the tee, it's about 265 yards to get it on the fairway, or 308 yards, 310 yards run out there. I've seen players just try and carry the bunker, sort of set up a short iron, and I've seen players like Rory McIlroy just try and blast a driver with a hook on it. Both strategies have worked.
Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Frank, that swing looks lively and strong.
Oh, that had to fly 300. It's close to 310.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag. Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Get in. Yes, good putt. Here we are now at the 12th, and Frank, this is a beautiful but dangerous hole, par 4.
It is in a number of ways. The hole bends gently to the right, which you'd think would favor a nice little fade, but the fairway just seems to shrink up. I've seen this fairway missed by so many good players. And plus its yardage, 450 odd. You can't really lay back too far, otherwise you've got too long for your second shot. Errant tee shot here, Rich, but going to have to muscle this one out of the rough.
Right at about 125 yards to where the hole is cut. Frank, this really is a remarkable turn of events, considering that earlier we had pretty much written him off.
Well, we had, and for good reason, too. Was not playing well. It looked like the round was going to continue to go in that direction. But somehow, and believe me, I don't know how, he's just completely turned this round around.
That is another laser right at the flagstick. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. In the hole for a birdie. Now to the par 3 13th hole. Frank, this one 210 yards.
Very, very good par 3. This is actually a big green. It's 37 yards deep, but it actually plays small. Has a front right portion. There's a roll-off area in the middle, and there's a roll-off area in the back. So don't be deceived by the size of this green. You better be pitching that tee shot right bang in the middle.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Oh, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
So a tester from 4 feet. Good putt. Wow, Frank, this is a really good little par 4, isn't it, the 14th?
It is, and this is where one of those strong 3-woods comes in. The last 50 or 60 yards is the ball kicks down and towards the left, and it sounds like an aggressive play, but like a hard 3-wood trying to run it down there is actually not a bad play.
Is it drivable?
It is drivable, but it's whether it's worth the risk.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he's thinking on that.
This is the second shot at the par 4. Try up next. So they'll tap in. All right, good putt.
The rhythm of that stroke. Didn't try and bash it in the back.
Now as we arrive at the par 5 15th hole here at Quail Hollow, 577 yards. Frank, I think a player has to be thinking about doing what Rory McIlroy did in 2010.
It's the last of the holes that you can really be aggressive on, Rich. So a good drive down here. I'm well aware of the fact that there's water on the left. This is a good chance to make something happen before you play the green mile.
And that's what McIlroy did. Hit a tracer, then a 5-iron, knocked it in for eagle, shot 62, and won for the first time on the PGA Tour. Frank, such an advantage when you can hit that far.
It's not fair.
Frank, who knows, with a green mile looming ahead starting at 16, this might be the last great chance for a player to really make something happen.
And Rich, you're going to have to get a very high second shot, something that gets up very quickly. And the reason why, I don't think there's a flat portion on this green. He's safely on deck.
Just a sensational shot, and he will have that for an eagle.
Amazing. Just like that, pick up 2 on the field.
Wow. Nate's eagle makes everybody else look sort of average, Frank.
And look at the size of
あ、
that
今
lead
見
on the
逃したわ、
leaderboard
わ
now.
ら。
At last, we have arrived at the start of one of the most daunting finishing stretches in all of golf. They call it the Green Mile, 16, 17, and 18 here at Quail Hollow. The 16th is a par 4, 508 yards, Frank.
And this hole was made even more difficult when they pushed that green further left to bring the water more in play with the second shot. I mean, it's a great par 4. It's strong in every single department.
Outstanding tee shot.
アルバ
Yeah,
が、
ball
わら。
sitting up. You don't have to worry about the wind or anything there. You just take a full-blooded cut at the second shot from here.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. In the hole, and a birdie. Frank, this is all you want in a par 3, especially late in the round. You have to carry the water. You have to deal with the pressure. At 221 yards, this requires a player's very best.
On the process of elimination, don't go long, don't go left, don't go short, and right is marginal. It doesn't leave you with much.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round.
"私はアルバどころか、イーグル1回よ、わら、どういうこと?" Nice.
Oh, this is a huge putt. It's in.
Here we are, the
練習してね、
18th
わ
hole
ら。
at Quail Hollow. Simply put, Frank, a player needs to hit maybe his best tee shot of the day.
I would agree with you, Rich. If you were to measure this hole from trees on the left to trees on the right, it's actually a really wide fairway or expansive land. But that creek that just meanders its way through the middle of this hole completely changes the nature of this hole. And consequently, you hit the nail on the head. If you don't hit a good tee shot, you will rack up something here. And I've got no idea how big it'll be.
Well, that one is deep. Every bit of that ball. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. This is to win the Wells Fargo Championship. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, year in, year out, the Wells Fargo Championship is one of the best on the PGA Tour. This year, it didn't disappoint.
No, it didn't. For a number of reasons, really. The quality of the field, Rich, but more importantly, from my point of view, the quality of the golf. Quail Hollow extracts the best out of a player. It demands it. And we saw that today.
For my partner, Frank Nobilo, and all of us here at EA Sports, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long. Until next time.
お疲れ様でした。にっこり。お疲れ様でした。